The committee study of the Central Intelligence Agency's Detention and Interrogation Program is a report compiled by the bipartisan United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence about the Central Intelligence Agency's Detention and Interrogation Program and its use of torture during interrogations in U.S. government bulletins on detainees in CIA custody. More than 6,700-page report, including 38,000 footnotes, details the history of the CIA's Detention and Interrogation Program and the committee's 20 findings and conclusion. On December 9, 2014, the SSCI released a 525-page portion that consisted of key findings and an executive summary of the full report. It took more than 5 years to complete. The full unredacted report remains classified. Today's summary: ICRC pressure leads to detainee transfers, and CIA provides inaccurate information on CIA detainee to the Department of Defense. January 2004, the ICRC sent a letter to Redacted, indicating that it was aware that the United States government was holding unacknowledged detainees in several facilities in country Redacted, incommunicado for extensive periods of time, subjected to unacceptable conditions of internment, to ill treatment and torture, while deprived of any possible recourse. According to the CIA, the letter included a fairly complete list of CIA detainees to whom the ICRC had not had access. This prompted CIA headquarters to conclude that it was necessary to reduce the number of detainees in CIA custody. The CIA subsequently transferred at least 25 of the detainees in country Redacted to the United States military and foreign governments. The CIA also released 5 detainees. CIA provided a factually incorrect description to the Department of Defense concerning one of the 18 CIA detainees transferred to U.S. military custody in March of 2004. The transfer letter described CIA detainee Ali John as the most trusted bodyguard of Jalaluddin Haqqani, a top al-Qaeda target of the United States government who was captured in the village of Redacted in June of 2002. Although there was an individual named Ali John captured in the village of Redacted in June of 2002, CIA records indicate that he was not the detainee being held by the CIA in the country Redacted facility. The Ali John in CIA custody was apprehended circa early 2003 during the U.S. military Operation Redacted in Zoramet Valley, Paktia province, Afghanistan. CIA records indicate that Ali John was transferred to CIA custody after his satellite phone rang while he was in military custody, and the translator indicated the caller was speaking in Arabic. After his transfer to U.S. military custody, Ali John was eventually released in July of 2004. In response to the ICRC's formal complaint about detainees being kept in country Redacted without ICRC access, State Department officials met with senior ICRC officials in Geneva and indicated that it was U.S. policy to encourage all countries to provide ICRC access to detainees, including country Redacted. While the State Department made these official representations to the ICRC, the CIA was repeatedly directing the same country to deny the ICRC access to CIA detainees. June of 2004, the Secretary of State ordered the United States ambassador in that country to deliver a démarche, in essence, demanding the country provide full access to all detainees, which included detainees being held at the CIA's behest. These conflicting messages from the United States government, as well as increased ICRC pressure on the country for failing to provide access, created significant tension between the United States and the country in question. Later that year, in absence of a National Security Council Principals Committee meeting on September 14, 2004, officials from the Department of Defense called the CIA to inform the CIA that Deputy Secretary of Defense Paul Wolfowitz would not support the CIA's position that notifying the ICRC of all detainees in the United States government custody would harm U.S. national security. According to an internal CIA email following the call, the Deputy Secretary of Defense had listened to the CIA's arguments for non-disclosure, but believed that it was in time for full notification. The email stated that the Department of Defense supported the United States government's position that there should be full disclosure to the ICRC unless there was compelling reasons of military necessity on national security. The email added that the Department of Defense did not believe an adequate articulation of military necessity or national security reasons warranting non-disclosure existed, that the Department of Defense is tired of taking hits for CIA ghost detainees, and that the U.S. government should not be in a position of causing people to disappear. Despite numerous meetings and communications within the executive branch throughout 2004, the United States did not formally respond to the January 6, 2004 ICRC letter until June 13, 2005.
How many people are you expecting to go through these commissions, and how many are at Guantanamo Bay total?
Right now, Pedro, there are about 395 detainees in Guantanamo. A smaller subset, I'm told between 60 and 80 detainees will be charged by the Office of Military Commissions. Some will be charged, and you'll see a multiple defendant trial. So there'll be about 60 trials, I'm told, by the Office of Military Commissions.
And of those that are currently there, what was the number that started with Guantanamo Bay? How many have been let go from there?
We have released or transferred 377 detainees from Guantanamo. So we're almost at the point of equilibrium where we've released more than we have. And what's important to note also, Pedro, is that we have just less than 100 detainees who have already been approved for release or transfer from Guantanamo, but we're going through the diplomatic channels to get other countries to take them back because, as the President has said and others, we don't want to be the world's jailer. We want other countries to step up and accept responsibilities for detainees during this time of war.